Everything is about to collapse. One wrong decision, one hidden lie, and Tex could lose everything in a single night. Episode 8 is not just another chapter. It's the moment Gallino stops playing quietly and starts moving in the open. What he does next could destroy Mtex forever. Episode 8 opens with a dangerous feeling hanging over Mtex, the kind of silence that comes right before disaster. The oil wells are no longer just a business problem. They're a ticking clock. 45 days, $400 million. And every attempt to drill deeper only pushes the company closer to the edge. This is the pressure point Gallino has been waiting for. Gallino knows something very important. Desperate people make bad decisions. And right now, Mtex is desperate. The company is burning money fast, and the promised oil is still buried underground. That's why Charlie's arrival feels so perfectly timed. A so-called expert geologist who calmly says the chances of success are only 10%. 10% is not advice. It's fear disguised as logic. Rebecca listens. And that changes everything. Rebecca has always been the sharpest mind in the room. She trusts facts, contracts, and the law. But with Charlie, something is different. For the first time, her guard is down. She wants to believe him. And Gallino knows that if Rebecca believes, everyone else will follow. Behind the scenes, Gallino's real plan starts to take shape. If Mtex gives up on the wells, they will need money. Fast. And when banks refuse, when investors disappear, only one door will remain open. His door. Gallino doesn't want Mtex to succeed. He wants Mtex to kneel. At the same time, Gallino starts pushing another pressure point, distrust. He quietly plants doubt between Tommy and Cammy. Small comments. Careful words. Just enough to make them question each other. He understands that a divided leadership is easier to break. If they stop standing together, the company falls faster. But episode 8 is not just about manipulation. It's about awakening. Cammy begins to feel that something is wrong. Charlie's numbers don't sit right. The fear feels manufactured. And when Gallino becomes more confident, too confident, Cammy finally snaps. Her anger in the promo is not sudden. It's the result of weeks of pressure, lies, and silent threats. This is the turning point. Gallino believes he has already won. He believes Mtex is cornered. But what he doesn't know is that his biggest mistake is moving too early. Because once Cammy questions him openly, once Tommy starts looking for second opinions, the truth gets closer to the surface. Episode 8 is where the mask begins to crack. The wells, the debts, Charlie's warnings. None of it exists alone. It's all part of one long game. And now, the players are starting to see the board. Gallino wanted control. What he may have created instead is resistance. When a man believes victory is guaranteed, he stops hiding his hands. And in episode 8, Gallino finally steps out of the shadows. As doubt spreads inside Mtex, Gallino changes his tone. He is no longer the patient observer. He becomes direct, confident, almost insulting. He starts speaking as if the future is already decided. The oil wells, he claims, are a fantasy. The money will never come. And waiting longer will only make the fall more painful. This is not advice anymore. It's pressure. Gallino's real target is Cammy. He knows she carries the weight of Monty's legacy, and he uses that against her. He frames the situation as responsibility, as realism, as doing what Monty would have done. But beneath his words is a clear message. Without him, Mtex dies. With him, Mtex survives, but under his control. This is where Cammy explodes. Her anger in episode 8 is not weakness. It's instinct. She senses the trap closing around her. When she says, "How dare you?" she isn't just reacting to disrespect. She is reacting to manipulation. Gallino has crossed a line, and for the first time, he knows it. Meanwhile, Tommy starts asking the questions Gallino hoped would never be asked. He looks beyond Charlie. He talks to other experts. And slowly, a terrifying possibility emerges. Charlie may be wrong. Or worse, Charlie may be lying. The 10% success rate doesn't match the data. The fear doesn't match the facts. If Charlie is lying, then someone is paying him to lie. And there is only one man who benefits from Mtex giving up on the wells. As Tommy digs deeper, Gallino accelerates his plan. Contracts are reviewed. Clauses are highlighted. Legal pressure quietly builds. Gallino prepares to strike from multiple directions at once: financially, legally, emotionally. If Mtex resists, he is ready to suffocate them. But this pressure creates something Gallino didn't expect: unity. Fear pushes Cammy and Tommy back together. They stop doubting each other and start comparing notes. They realize that every road Gallino points them down ends the same way, with him in charge. Episode 8 becomes a chess match. Gallino pushes forward, believing Tex has no moves left. But Tommy and Cammy begin to see the pattern. And once you see the pattern, you can break it. The danger is no longer hidden. The enemy has a name. And the battle from Tex is no longer about money. It's about survival. Gallino wanted submission. What he's getting instead is opposition growing stronger by the minute. When the truth starts coming out, there is no turning back. And from episode 8 onward, Landman stops being a slow burn and becomes a full-scale explosion. Tommy's investigation begins to expose cracks in Charlie's story. The more experts he consults, the clearer it becomes that the oil wells are not the lost cause they were made out to be. The numbers don't match. The risks were exaggerated. The fear was planted. And once Tommy realizes this, everything clicks into place. Charlie wasn't protecting Tex. He was steering them away from success. This realization changes Tommy completely. He understands that Gallino's plan was never about helping, it was about timing. Delay the wells. Create panic. Push Mtex into desperation. Then step in as the savior. Gallino didn't want oil. He wanted ownership. As this truth spreads, Gallino senses the shift. The confidence he once had begins to crack. So he does what powerful men always do: when control slips, he escalates. Legal threats intensify. Financial pressure increases. Every clause in every contract suddenly matters. Gallino presses every button at once, hoping something will break. And something does break, but not the way he planned. Cammy refuses to fold. For the first time, she stops reacting and starts acting. Monty's name is no longer a weakness. It becomes her strength. She understands now that honoring his legacy doesn't mean avoiding risk. It means fighting when the odds are against you. At the same time, the emotional core of the story quietly strengthens. Angela becomes Tommy's anchor. While chaos surrounds him, she provides calm, clarity, and belief. Her support isn't loud or dramatic, but it's constant. And that stability allows Tommy to take the biggest risk of all: trusting the truth over fear. As the season moves toward its finale, every outcome feels possible. Mtex could still collapse. Gallino could still win. Or Tommy could pull off one final save that no one sees coming. The tension doesn't come from action. It comes from uncertainty. No one knows which path the story will choose. Even the quieter storylines carry weight now. Cooper and Ariana's future feels hopeful, but fragile. In a world where Gallino is willing to destroy anyone in his way, happiness becomes a target. And that makes every victory feel temporary. Landman Season 2 is no longer about oil wells or contracts. It's about power: who holds it, who abuses it, and who finally stands up to it. Episode 8 is the point of no return. From here on, every choice has consequences. Gallino thought fear would win him everything, but fear has limits. And when it stops working, only one thing remains: truth. And truth is the most dangerous force of all.